Okay, so the Spider-Man trailer, or the next trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home, dropped yesterday. I believe it was in the evening, maybe. And I was at the clinic doing another overnight shift, my last overnight shift. And I have to just admit, you guys, I'm feeling really out of it. Like the whole time I've been doing work there, when I come home early in the morning, like 6:37, and then I go to sleep, I sleep till like maybe 12 or 12, anywhere from 12 to 2. But then I'm still tired and just groggy and just not feeling with it the whole rest of the day. And anyway, it's been a little bit of adjusting, getting used to it. I never really fully got used to it, but it was my last day yesterday. And so for now, no more overnight shifts. So even though I'm a little out of it, I'm still really in the mood to watch this trailer. I have been busy with work all day, and so I'm finally just now getting around to being able to watch it. I know of some of the things that's going to show up in here. I have heard that, well, I mean, we already knew Doc Ock and Green Goblin, but I also I had heard elsewhere, or I had seen something about Electro. Is that his name? The guy that Jamie Foxx played in the second Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield, and then also Sandman. That's a lot of villains, but I guess it sort of makes sense if it's a multiverse, and I'm expecting that these villains probably aren't going to be in here a huge amount of time. I feel like there's this big hype up for it, but maybe it's just, they're only going to be in there just a little bit. Kind of like how there was this big hype for Candyman, and I thought Tony Todd was going to play a major role, and he never did. He was in there for less than 5 seconds. But I do know also going into this that they do not show the other Peters. And I had seen some people advising, don't show them. Like, let us continue to guess whether this is going to happen. I'm really suspicious that it is going to happen. Like, I do think that it is going to happen based on a lot of the stuff we've seen, but I guess we will not know for sure until we watch the movie. This is probably the first well, not counting Black Widow. I was excited to see Black Widow, and I really did enjoy Black Widow. I know it got a lot of hate from some of the fans, but I thought that Black Widow was the best MCU film so far this year. I liked Shang-Chi, but it was not my favorite. And I have no interest at all to see the Eternals. I decided not to and went to go see something else instead. I can't even remember what it was. I went to go see that night, but maybe it was Red Notice, I think, or Last Night in Soho. Red Notice. Anyway, so I'm pretty excited about seeing this. I mean, the excitement has grown as I found out more about it. But I'm not as pumped about MCU films now as I was back when it was in its heyday, which I have said repeatedly. I feel like Endgame was that was the peak of MCU. I think it's all downhill from here. I'm not excited about most of the stuff that I know is coming out. Yeah, Doctor Strange. I like Doctor Strange. And I'm looking forward to Spider-Man. I have no interest at all in the Marvels or whatever the next one with Brie Larson. What else is coming out? I don't know what the heck's going to happen with Black Panther. So, I mean, it's just not the same with Chadwick gone. But anyway, this is something to look forward to. So hopefully it's going to be as good as everybody is thinking and hoping that, or, thinking and praying that it will be. We'll see. Okay, that's enough yammering. I'm going to just go ahead and jump right into the trailer. Here we go. I think this is going to be like one of those little intro things I don't like. This is a long-ass video, y'all. 3 minutes. Okay, well, the trailer itself is less than 3 minutes, but still, it's long. All right, here we go.
Ever since I got bit by that spider, I've only had 1 week where my life has felt normal. That was when you found out.
When you botched that spell where you wanted everyone to forget the Peter Parker Spider-Man, we started getting some visitors.
I love Willem Dafoe.
Universe. Hello, Peter.
Looks like they've done some funky de-aging.
You're not Peter Parker.
I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Dr. Otto Octavius.
Wait, no, seriously, what's your actual name?
There are others out there. We need to send them back. So, Scooby-Doo this crap.
Wait, who is that? Because, first when it showed it, I thought it was a black-suited Spider-Man, right? But now, and then I thought, well, maybe that's Green Goblin. But now, I'm not so sure. Who is that? Because he looked like he had a spider emblem on his chest.
There are others out there. We need to send them back. So, Scooby-Doo this crap.
All this is kind of your mess. I know a couple of magic words myself, starting with the word please.
Please, Scooby-Doo this crap.
You're flying out into the darkness to fight ghosts.
What do you mean?
They all die fighting Spider-Man. It's their fate. I'm sorry, kid.
Yeah, me too.
Don't.
Yeah, I heard they're gonna, be at odds.
There has to be another way!
There isn't. They're a danger to our universe.
You're not gonna take this away from me. Peter, you're struggling to have everything you want while the world tries to make you choose.
This is all my fault. I can't save everyone.
Oh, Wizard. Okay, yeah. Oh, just like...
What's happening?
They're starting to come through, and I can't stop them.
December 17th, exclusively in movie theaters. Tickets
Okay.
on sale November 29th. Spider Monday.
I will be buying tickets as soon as they become available, and I will be going to see it on the 16th if it's going to be available on the 16th. They usually are. So let's see. All right. I feel like I saw someone referencing The Amazing Spider-Man 2. And I think I see why they're referencing that. Because it looks like they're setting up for Zendaya to be killed just like Gwen Stacy. Honestly, I'm just not really the biggest fan of her. She is, I don't know why. It's just like there's something about her mannerisms that just doesn't really gel well with me. And so I don't feel like it would overly make me sad if her character dies in here. Now I felt that way about Black Widow. I didn't like Black Widow for the longest time because I wasn't a fan of Scarlett Johansson. She eventually won me over. I don't know if the same is going to happen with Zendaya. It doesn't usually change, but we'll see. But what I was going to say, it looks like they're setting it up. Of course, it's a little different because when Gwen Stacy died in the Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield, and also in the comics, it was because he used his web to catch her, and it grabbed her, snapped her neck. Because when she came to a stop, it snapped her neck. Now, in the Spider-Man movie, the way they did it, she hit her head on the ground. He caught her just barely in time, but she hit her head on the ground and it killed her, broke her neck, or because it's been a while since I've seen it. But anyway, it looks like they're setting it up for that. However, the one thing that makes me think probably not is because, I'm sorry, the chair's right up underneath this thing. Because it's showing, it doesn't mean he's going to grab her hand, but it's making it look like he's reaching for her hand as opposed to trying to save her with his web. So that makes me think it's not really going to go down exactly like how it did in the movie or even in the comic, and that very, very possibly she's not going to die. But obviously we don't know. We'll see. Characters have died in the MCU that we didn't expect to die. I'm not expecting that she's going to, but I guess we'll find, just because of the lead up to it. At first I was like, oh, she's doing the Gwen Stacy fall. But then it showed his hand reaching for her hand. I was like, maybe not. But they're bringing in, so 2 villains from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man No, 3 villains from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man. And is it 2 villains from the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man? Gosh, you know, I forgot who the villain was in the first Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield. Crap. Oh, it was the lizard guy, right? And then it was the Electro guy. I don't remember his name. They were showing them so fast, you guys. I could not tell if it was Jamie Foxx. I'm assuming it is. I thought I heard that it was. But whatever his name is, the Electro guy from the second Spider-Man. So, boy, they are really bringing in all these villains. And I know that there were some complaints about the second Spider-Man because there were too many villains, or the third Spider-Man because there were too many villains and too much this and that. But, of course, in a movie that's dealing with the multiverse, I think it's going to make complete sense that there's all these villains. The question will be, is it going to be written in a way that it doesn't feel too compressed and that it's also not dragging out too long? I don't know what the runtime on this film is going to be, but I'm thinking to myself, I don't know if they can get away with anything less than 2 hours. Don't know. So anyway, I wasn't expecting to see the other Spider-Man because I knew that they weren't going to be in here. I feel like it will be a bit of a letdown if the other Spider-Man don't show up. They're going to have to de-age Tobey Maguire, though. Like they de-aged Doc Ock. He looks a little funny, honestly. He does not look the way he looked in Spider-Man 2. And I noticed that when he first showed up in the other trailer, that he looked a little odd. To me, it didn't look like a good de-aging job because it made him look like he was a digital animation, not even the actor. So I guess we'll see, being exposed to the full-length movie, maybe it'll look a little better. Maybe the shots we saw just weren't the best ones. I guess we'll find out. I'm really looking forward to seeing Willem Dafoe. I feel like he was one of the best casting choices for a superhero movie. I mean, there have been plenty, but he was perfect for the part because he looks like a goblin. He just has this I don't say that in a negative way. He's got a very unusual facial structure. He's got a face you don't forget, and he looks like he could just be like wicked. He looks wicked, even though he's not at all. But I have always liked that man ever since, I think it was Streets of Fire with Diane and Michael Pare. And I think Willem Dafoe, he was very, very young in that. That was the first time I saw him. And he was the baddie in there. Anyway, he's been in so many movies. I like him in everything I see him in. But I especially liked him in Odd Thomas. He was really good in that. Odd Thomas was a good film. It was a very good adaptation of the books. I liked it. And was sad that it wasn't able to continue. And it was not only because Anton Yelchin died. It was just because there was some legal stuff about the film and the material. And they barely could get the first one out. I mean, anyway, that's a tangent. But yeah, so they say tickets go on sale November 29th. So that's about 2 weeks from now. What is today, y'all? I'm losing track of the days. It's Wednesday. Whew. I get confused of what day of the week it is because the overnight shifts. It just throws me all off whack. I was thinking it was Tuesday, but no, it's Wednesday. And the 30th, I don't remember what day of the week. That's on a Tuesday. So tickets are going to go on sale in less than 2 weeks. Yes, I shall be buying them immediatamente. Absolutely. Okay. Well, can't think of anything else. I don't feel like the trailer was overly long, even though it was a long-ish trailer. I mean, just to get to this point, we're at almost 3 minutes. But I feel like they kind of laid out the scenario for us in an entertaining way that it did not feel long. And I wanted to see more. I also feel like Benedict Cumberbatch, by the way, is a really good choice for Doctor Strange. Even though I can tell he's trying really, really hard to sound American. He puts a lot of emphasis on his words. He doesn't necessarily slip up and let the Brit come through, but I can tell he's trying. very hard. Like he enunciates words a lot more emphatically or precisely than most Americans do, unless they're intentionally trying to talk that way. Most Americans don't talk like that. You know, they don't like how he does, but anyway, whatever. Looking forward to seeing what this movie's going to be about. I'm also very curious to find out what the runtime is going to be. Very curious. Okay, well, I think that's it. Going to wrap this up, and I have actually got work I need to get back to. So, see you guys later. Bye.